All right, guys, we got a really good show for today. We have Walker Jenkins. He's committed to North Carolina. He's the number 6 ranked player in the 2023 baseball recruiting class. He goes to Brunswick High School. Thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you having me here.
All right, so baseball really interests me because, like, my uncle, he's a scout for the Reds. He works for him. What made you just, like, everyone commits really early, I feel like, for baseball. What makes you commit to, like, North Carolina? And why do you think people do that so early?
Well, to the North Carolina question, that's always been my dream school. My mom actually went there, and we don't live too far away. You'll see guys commit all the way across the country.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm only 3 hours away from there, so I've been up there in the Raleigh area a lot, just playing ball. And I just really love the campus, the atmosphere there. It's just a super cool place.
Yeah.
But baseball players just seem to commit earlier because coaches, I feel like coaches almost they reach out to them earlier now, I mean, colleges, they'll be sending you emails in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, come to this camp, this there. And I don't know, stuff just is moving forward in the baseball community. Coaches are just starting to offer kids earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you can't sign till like after your junior year, but I mean, you still have the verbal commitment, which definitely means something. So,
yeah. I always just like really interested me that. But you recently, like in October, you played at the WWBA World Championships. Did you actually get to play with the mini green monster? Were you on that field?
I didn't. That would have been super coul. Unfortunately, I am a left-handed batter, so I probably wouldn't have put one out over there. But I mean, all those fields down there are so nice, man. They're so well kept. Yeah, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah. What was it like playing there? And then what do you take away from an experience like that?
I mean, that's the closest I've been to like pro scouts. I mean, that's just it's a super cool experience.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many people down there. You got 8 pro scouts, just people watching.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a great experience, a ton of fun. Fortunately enough for me, I get to go down there 2 more years.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I don't know if you know, but this past year it was at Fort Myers instead of Jupiter.
Yeah.
And I heard Jupiter's a whole nother experience too. That it's just people on golf carts everywhere. Hopefully,
I have a place in Jupiter. My family bought one. It's an experience. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, it's super cool down there.
Yeah. And with all the minor league baseball and like spring training, that's why a ton of scouts are they're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So with COVID and everything, do you think you're getting enough games in and enough tournaments?
Travel ball for sure, man. I mean, baseball, being outside, and I mean, you're normally spread around. If hitting, you're the catcher, the umpire, kind of close, but for the majority of the baseball game, you're spread out.
Yeah.
In high school, it will definitely affect it. Like, our season has already been shortened to 14 games.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to start working out this past week with the high school baseball team.
Yeah.
We had what's called a COVID cluster. It's like 5 people in our school got COVID, so they had to postpone that 2 more weeks. But travel ball, I think, will be all right. High school, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's the same way here. It's like people, you want to play, but then like things happen and it gets delayed. I know kids have just lost like their whole season. California, they're not playing at all.
Yep.
It's crazy. They're making their own little leagues. It's fun
to
hear about that.
I wish everywhere was like Florida when it came to sports, but it's just not.
Yeah. So did you play any other sports as a kid? I feel like every baseball player I've talked to has played football.
I played football in middle school, but did not like it at all. I hated football practice. I was pretty good at it just because I was one of the bigger kids, but I didn't enjoy it. I'll still play basketball in high school. I played basketball this past year, and I'll probably play soccer this coming year as well, just to stay active, give me something to do.
Yeah.
So
that's like the best thing. I can't say it. Always just doing something.
Yeah.
I want to get back into it with North Carolina. Their season, they're 5-0. They just beat Virginia, had a big win. What are you expecting out of them this year?
I think they're really underrated. I mean, obviously, Mike Fox is gone.
Yeah.
But I've talked to Coach Forbes for about a year now. He's a great guy. He knows what he's talking about. I expect them to be really good, honestly. You got Caleb Roberts and then Thompson and center, who have done really well so far. They both, I think, hit 2 bombs, 3 bombs,
Mm-hmm.
and have just been doing really well for Carolina. They've just been doing well overall, been playing good baseball. But hopefully after this series with Virginia, they'll pull out another win today. They'll be ranked. Obviously, that means nothing.
Yeah.
If you're winning, doesn't matter if you're ranked or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's a little annoying though that they're that underrated.
Yeah, I
But
was looking at that. I mean, they had a sweep and then they just beat Virginia. I mean, you can't
yep,
do much better than that to start a season.
yeah, and they're doing great so far, playing good baseball, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. You kind of talked to it with a little bit with the scouts. I mean, some of the early draft boards have you as a, top 75, as I saw. How hard is it to like just continue with that day-to-day stuff and keep out that outside noise, people?
I mean, man, I live in a pretty secluded area. I live in kind of a baseball town. A lot of kids play baseball down here, but I mean, you just kind of you can't focus on that. That's the best way to keep that out of your mind.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, you got to think about it some
Mm-hmm.
and talk to people about it. But I mean, I play the game because it's fun. When I started, it's not because I wanted to get drafted in the first round. Obviously, that's always been a dream of mine.
Yeah.
But I play it because it's fun, and that's how you got to think about it. You can't think about it for the money.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. We're talking about that, like wanting to get to be a first round pick. What do you think like the biggest thing is you want to work on, and like what are you like really good at right now?
I would definitely say I'm a 5-tool player. I'm pretty good at everything, but the biggest thing I need to work on, I think, is I want to work on my first step quickness.
Mm-hmm.
That those twitch movements, those fast twitches. That just helps. So like I said, I'm a pretty big kid. I'm about 6'3", 205.
Yeah.
And I play center field, and the best way to stay there is take good routes to the ball and have fast twitch movements.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just one of the biggest things I can work on right now.
Yeah, I'm currently myself actually working. I grew like 6 inches in a year, so I'm trying to get my first step. It went from like quick to where now I got the long legs, right? And it's just like I lost so much speed off it. It killed me.
Yep.
Going into like growing up, like who's your favorite MLB team, and like who you think's looking good to like maybe win a pennant this year?
Favorite MLB team would definitely be between the Nationals and the Braves. My dad was a big Braves fan, like Chipper Jones.
Yeah.
Following his footsteps there. Then I was always a Harper guy. His 2015 season, I really started liking him in the Nationals.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like the Braves. I think they have a good chance of winning a pennant this year. Hopefully. I mean, they're going to be a solid team.
They have a bunch of young talent. They're young.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they have the fortunate I'm an Indians fan, right?
Uh-huh.
We had like the top prospects, like when Lindor and all those guys were coming up, and he never won a pennant, like because we're a small market. The Braves are kind of the same thing. They're starting to get like the Indians prospects coming up, and they're gonna take advantage of that time.
I hope so.
They got to. Okay. Do you have any favorite players or people you looked up to for baseball? Besides Harper, you just said.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Harper as a pro guy, but I mean, I really look up to my dad. He played baseball at NC State for 2 years. The irony there, how divided. But I mean, I've just learned a lot from him. Then I work at a place called Coastal Athletics in Wilmington, North Carolina. Just about everyone there has played in the minor leagues or pro ball. And I've just learned so much from them and look up to those guys. So,
yeah. Final 2 questions. If you could meet anyone, it doesn't matter if it's a sport or anything, who would it be?
Man. I have no clue. I probably some baseball. Derek Jeter, Harper will be on that list. Trout.
Yeah.
All those guys. Be absolutely awesome. Just to talk baseball with them,
Yeah, I feel that. That'd be a cool experience. This is the final question. It's probably the hardest one. What do you want people to remember about yourself when your baseball career is over? So looking really far in the future.
I mean, I just want people, especially my teammates, to think of me as a good guy who cared about them. I hate, but today's kind of becoming almost self-centered. People think about themselves too much, and especially in baseball. But I just hope people remember me as a great teammate, just a great person off the field and on the field. And that's probably most important to me. Obviously, I want to be remembered for my talent,
Yeah.
but if you're a great guy, people are going to remember you no matter what, if you're good or bad.
Yeah. I kind of said that better myself. Well, Walker, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate this.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it, man.